classes.
Ah, well then you got it made. Ambrose. Cool. All right. Couple people that I saw at Duncan today, not here. Okay. Where the heck are we? Who attended the Intentional Leadership Conference? Required? Does everybody know that?
Yep.
Okay, good. What'd you get out of it? Anything good? Good speakers? Was anybody on the Robert Gates one? That was phenomenal.
That man's a genius.
Yes, I could have listened to that for a lot. That was the fastest an hour-long Zoom meeting has ever gone in my life. Okay, I definitely could have listened to him for a while. That's one of the guys I saw at Duncan today. What's up? Just make sure you're over here.
Brandon's coming.
Or not.
Cool. Huh? Yeah, I think so. Several people emailed me. I know we got a couple people out, but I don't think it was that many. At least not that many that emailed. Okay, so cool. Yeah, just a reminder. I think everyone's good, but if you miss class, you got to do the recap. Everything I sent out and posted on February 10th. Just got to watch a video and then write up the recap. Okay. And I will catch up on grading this week. I'm caught up in some of my other classes. I will finish your guys's. If you missed anything, I've already put in a 0. So if you want partial credit, you need to make it up, like as soon as possible. And partial credit is always, always, always better than no credit. Cool? Okay. All right. What have we learned so far in this class?
Not all decisions are black and white.
Not all decisions black and white? Okay. Cool. Alexis?
Basically, every situation is nuanced. You got to look at it from all sorts of angles.
Okay. The it depends answer, right? Yep. Brandon?
There's always different viewpoints in different situations, and not one decision or one viewpoint is always, that's not the perfect choice. So that's not one.
Okay. Good. Yep. I'll take it. What else? Not all at once. What else? What have we learned? Yeah, Brandon.
People act differently and make different decisions for you with the same good intentions and reasons.
Okay. Cool. I'll take it. What else?
Always save your buddy that's got a hole in his wing.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. Okay. Good. Yep. Good. I'll take it. Anything else? Anything about ethics? No. Shit. See what happens when I don't give quizzes? This is what happens in all your classes. If you didn't have stuff that you were responsible for, you wouldn't do the work. Which topics do you enjoy the most? Like, nobody's excited from one class discussions. Yeah, Ramon. Okay, yeah. Okay, 2 right answers. You can't do both? Okay, good. Yep. Ambrose?
I like the situational thing we did last week, where we had like 2 teams pretty much, and we had to
Okay.
give our input.
Okay, good. Okay, what else? Now's it ringing a bell? We've actually talked about things in class. What else? Butters?
There was one lecture where we did like an entire day of talking about controversial things and our viewpoints on it.
Okay, good. Yeah, helpful, I hope. Okay, anything else? Connor?
I like I can't remember what it was called, the website where we went on and we had like different questions where we,
Oh, just the quizzes?
I guess so, yeah, the quizzes.
Yeah, okay, cool. What'd you get out of it?
I think I learned just, people have different partialities to different situations, and it's important to consider all of them.
Okay, cool. I will take it. Okay. Hopefully, look, that's the point of this class. Okay, and I hope you realize this is like a get to. I get to come here and have this. Some of you don't even have that many in-person classes, which is jacked up. So I hope this is a useful point of your week. That's the goal, right? That it's actually meaningful to you guys. All right. So I know everybody did the discussion post. What laughs? What is flow? Con.
I guess from what I got was like when you gain experience and then you get the flow, the rhythm of things, and you kind of have like a structure built up in
I'll take it. Butters?
It's when like you're in your rhythm and you're being both simultaneously challenged while at the same time you're like you're using your skills
Yeah.
to an extent that's like not too challenging but not too easy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're using what you know, right? Actually applying it. Okay. What? Anybody else? You're both right. Simplest way to describe it is being in the zone. Okay, Freddie, you swam in high school, right? You ever really? Anybody else swim? It's a hard sport, right? That was you. I loved breaststroke, and I was a little tiny short guy. Not that you're that short, okay? When I was in high school, I was even shorter. Okay, you just cruising through the water, dude. My teammate was like 6'4", right? I'm like dying, and he's like, yeah, it's easy. Okay, swimmers, or any sport. You ever just be like in the water and you weren't tired? You ever have one of those races or one of those days of practice, whatever, and it just felt awesome? Okay, same thing with PT. You ever been on a run? You're like, all day, baby. No, that's okay, right? That's okay, right? This can happen in other things, right? But flow is literally being in the zone. It's that spot where, like, the thing you've done, okay, I've got some skills, I've got some talent, right? And I'm putting them to use, and everything feels awesome. That's what flow is, okay? Does it only happen in sports?
No.
No, absolutely not, okay? So for you guys, Kelsey's not running. When do you guys feel flow? Or have you felt it? Connor?
It's kind of like it's indescribable thing, but like sometimes when I'm like really busy in the core and I like got all these decisions I got to make and I'm like figuring it out kind of one piece at a time, but then like in the middle of like the chaos, I'm like, okay, I'm getting through this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I'm using, I'm still using like, what I've experienced and to go forward with it. I'm like, yeah, this is crazy and I'm busy, but I'm getting through it and it's working.
Yeah. Bingo. Okay, cool. Who else? Yeah, Ambrose?
When you feel good about an exam.
Yeah, okay.
After
You ever aced an exam?
week, that went very well.
Say that again.
When you completed an exam weekend, it went very well.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah. Ever felt really good through a test? You just know it. You don't even have to think, right? You're just flying through it. Everything feels good. You got it down. Ramon?
For me, it's when I get like a bunch of assignments done back to back without like going on my phone. I just got them done. I'm done for the day.
Yes. Can you have it even studying, doing homework? Yeah, you ever just dialed in? You're like, I'm not worried. The outside world's out of your mind. Okay? I'm focused. I'm dialed in. I'm doing good. That's exactly right. Okay? Bingo. You guys nailed it. When are you not in flow?
On a run.
While running and sucking wind. Fair enough. Okay. Who's that? From the valley, right? No. Who's from down south? What happens? What happens the first run of the year when it's really cold out? How do you guys handle that? It's like burns your lungs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Not on a run. Okay. Not a good time. Okay. Did you have your hand up, Ramon? Something say? Okay. Sorry. What else? When else are you not in flow? Madeline.
I feel like just doing anything that I don't understand. Like it's hard to get like momentum and get flow.
Yeah. Yep. Bingo. Fair enough. Yep.
Like whenever I have something else going on in my mind, right, most of the time they have to deal with like relationships, friends, buddies, that kind of thing. Sitting inside my head, I can't focus on something.
Yeah, exactly. If you've had me before, I recommend, there's a book called Make It Stick. It's about how to learn. I just give you guys the first chapter because it's free. But that's exactly what, you ever been reading a text and you're just reading the same freaking paragraph over and over?
Yeah.
Worst thing in the world, right? Okay. There's better ways to learn and study, which is the reason why I try to show that to students, because I wish I'd have known that when I was younger. You guys are seniors, it's late, but I usually still share it with everybody. But that's because, yeah, something's in your head. What else? Do you have something to say, Brandon?
I'd say like when I'm with my buddies studying, they get distracted really easily. So
Yep.
I can't really.
Okay. What else? Basically all the time. Right? Most of the time, we're not dialed in. Right? But Ambrose brings up ace in the test. Butter's like, don't know. Okay? No idea what you're talking about. Okay? PT working on pretty good though, right? Yeah. Feeling better?
Yeah.
Okay. So feeling good about PT. Okay? Most of the time, we are not in flow. All right? It's hard to do. Okay? Where does anxiety fit in? When you're trying to hit that flow spot, when you're trying to hit it where you feel good, studying feels good, or a run feels good, knocking out some assignments, whatever you're doing. What does anxiety do? Ramon?
Disrupts the flow, or kind of like, I don't know how to get the impact of that.
Yeah, okay. It impacts it, right? A little. Is it bad? Is anxiety always bad, Freddie?
I think anxiety kind of pushes me towards more than, stops me from getting to it.
Yeah, okay. Anxiety is the tricky part here, okay? And a lot of you guys feel, yes, sir?
Honestly, I think some anxiety is good, like a little bit, maybe that's some motivation, but a lot of anxiety can definitely hinder any flow. If you're-
Absolutely. Okay, so again, anxiety is one, and this is something that a lot of students bring up, which is why I included this in there. And I don't know if you guys clued into it, if you even read the text, okay, if you just skimmed it to do your answers. But anxiety, right, it can absolutely be a motivator or be crippling, where you're stuck in the middle. And a lot of you guys struggle with it. You're not alone. I'm not singling anybody out. This is really common for students to bring up. I get anxious about something and I lock up, right? Or so this happens in a lot of facets of life. But can it push you to do it? Yeah. Okay. So we're walking a fine line, right, with what anxiety does for hitting that sweet spot. What about apathy?
It's hard to achieve flow if you never even start the
Yeah.
the process.
Yeah. Has anybody seen Van Wilder? Jesus Christmas. Homework. Watch the movie Van Wilder. Have you guys seen Animal House? Okay, a couple of you. Sweet Jesus, you guys got a lot of catching up to do. You're way too young. Anyway, there's a line in Van Wilder. It's pretty dumb. It's pretty stupid. It's a Ryan Reynolds movie. But it's about college. You should have seen it.
Is that 2 words or 1 word?
2 words. Okay, that's his name, Van Wilder. But he says, so he's in college for like 7.5 years, right? He's trying not to graduate because he's having a good time in college, which is what I've been trying to teach you guys the whole time. Never leave here. Stay here as long. I can't believe Brandon's not here because he literally wrote about this in his post. They can't wait to get out of here, which is hilarious. I'm gonna call him in 5 years and be like, is it any better? And we'll find out. Anyway, Dalton, that's what you gotta figure out. He says, the guy who's like, hey, I know you took my class and you got an A in it, and he says, this is a terribly long rant. Apathy is the glove to which evil slips its hand. This is a great quote out of Van Wilder that we sidetracked. If you're bored, right, we talked about General Grant in my classes before. Whenever I bring up people from history, you guys usually only remember the worst thing about him. General Grant, people will be like, alcoholic. Well, we think, but we also think that was really only when he was bored. Sound familiar? Quarantine? Yeah, it's just a drink. That's way easier than doing PT and working out. Way too many of you are nodding. Okay. Here's where it goes. Here's the chart. Okay. Down here at the bottom, we got low challenge, low skill. Something's not hard, not a big deal. Okay? When we're being challenged, we get a little more anxious. Okay? We're not sure about this because we're not sure if our skills match up. Okay? When our skills are high, we're really good at something, but it's not challenging, that's boring. That's when you guys don't want to do it. Like, yeah, I can. I don't want to. Okay? When we hit the sweet spot is when they come together. Things are getting hard, but I'm getting pretty good at it. I've got the skills to do this. I'm a little anxious, all right, but I want to do it, right? My skills are getting better. Okay? That's how you achieve flow. No matter what it is, what it's in, okay? That's how he defines it, all right? If you spread it out, here's kind of where it all works. And we changed 381. I wish you guys could have done it because I think you guys would have liked it better. We talk a lot about willpower now in SOMS 381. All right? But that's kind of where this fits in. By the way, does anybody know how to say the author's name?
For the one we're reading now?
Yeah.
Mahali Csikszentmihalyi?
Mihai Csikszentmihalyi. The L is silent. You're close,
Sure.
though. Pretty good. Ask Dr. Brown, and I'll take his word on it. That guy knows everything about everything. Okay? I'm not kidding. Not exaggerating. Okay, so here we are. All right? Same thing. This is literally the same chart. It just shows you some more. All right? Same thing. Take that thing where we're getting into the flow. All right? When you're bored, right? Low challenge, low skills. When you're worried, your challenge is getting a little harder. This is an assignment I got to do. This is a test I got to take. I'm not really there yet. Okay? Then it starts getting really hard and my skills aren't there. But when my skills get better, I know what I'm doing. Okay, I kind of got it figured out. That's when you're starting to get over the edge. Okay, and you can hit that sweet spot. All right. Conversely, if we go along the bottom there, skills. Okay. If I have decent skills, but it's not hard, it's not interesting. How many of you have been on a group project? And you're like, lame. Not because you don't know how to do it. It's just not exciting to you, right? Okay. Hopefully, what happened actually in your academic career is it's getting better the further along you get. Hopefully, it's getting more interesting. No, you shaking your head. What's your major?
Huh?
What's your major?
Philosophy.
Ah,
Half
yeah.
of it's interesting, half of it's just like, I can't understand. Wanting to sleep. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, fair enough, all right? So if you find the challenge in there, as you learn a little more, that's when it might get a little better, okay? All right, what the hell? On average, how long does it take to figure something out that's hard? You may know, it was in the book. Or you can just guess. If something's hard, about how long does it take for you to wrap your mind around it? Okay, pick one. Pick a problem. How long does it take? Okay, fair enough. Huh?
I mean, like, if you're doing partial differential equations and you haven't taken calculus in a couple of years, then it's
It could be, all right. Well, I bet you can turn to Google and start cranking on it, right? Maybe. Maybe not. Okay, Ramon, do you have something to say?
I would say right away.
Okay, so we have immediately, Ramon, okay, and then we're way behind, right, a couple days later before we figure it out. Fair enough. On average, if something is hard, it takes you about 15 minutes to an hour to start to understand it, to actually wrap your mind around something, okay? That's if something is, something you want to engage in. You start thinking about it, okay? So let's go to the workforce. Why is it so hard to get a piece of the boss's time? Why is it hard to get the corps commander's time? Why, Brandon?
Because they're so busy, they have so much going on.
Bingo. Okay. So, what I'm really getting at here, can you actually multitask? Huh? Okay, I'd pull out my phone, but this is my problem. Can you multitask? No. Absolutely. You ever been talking to somebody and they're on their phone? Texting?
Hate that.
Why? Why do you hate it?
Because I know they're not listening.
They are 100% not listening to a word you say. Okay? Think they are. You ever do this thing where you're trying to look up because they're talking to you, but you're not? But texting drive. I saw a girl in a truck on Texas Avenue take a selfie while driving. I almost lost my mind. Okay? Just gonna just swerve into her. I probably have better insurance than she does. Okay? Can you multitask? No. What are you gonna say when they ask you in an interview, Freddie? Can you multitask, Freddie?
I'd probably say no. That's probably a bad answer.
Okay, fair enough. If they ask you, they're trying to figure that out. And if you want to tell the truth, you probably say, honestly, you cannot multitask, but I'm pretty good at shifting from one thing to another. All right? Or you can say, yeah, I can multitask, because that's probably what they're asking. But you can't. You absolutely can't. If not, next time, try and dribble a basketball and play piano. Or do whatever. Who's in the band? Okay? A bunch of you guys. Okay. Can you read your homework while you're marching? Can you? All right, do it when's practice? When's your next practice?
I don't think I'd be permitted to do so, but
I don't know. I saw drum majors out there this morning, right? Working on it. Again, Dalton's not here. He wrote about this. Okay. Could you try it? Okay, try it. Next practice. Let me know how it goes. Huh?
You're gonna do either well.
Okay, maybe not. All right. Probably can't do either well. Exactly right. It's hard to get a piece of the boss's time because they're so busy. The most valuable thing you have in the workforce is attention. People do not pay attention. You guys don't pay attention. Some of you didn't even hear what I just said. Okay? This is a really hard thing. Okay? What is psychological capital, and why is it important? Again, in the text, y'all wrote about it. Butters?
It's when like you get in the flow and you like over time it builds up and you like you start feeling good about yourself. And it's like
And it's like,
yourself.
Connor?
Is it like being a good fish, like over time you gain experience and you get good at it?
Yeah, exactly. So you don't have to be in flow to build psychological capital. Okay? Can help, but what you're doing is actually getting good at something. Put in the time. Don't like PT, right?
I was just kidding, but I mean, you can use that as an example, yeah.
Okay, well, who doesn't like PT? There's plenty of you, usually. My man, Connor, coming through. Okay? So how do you get better at it? You keep doing it, right? Okay? Cedric, how do you get better at philosophy?
More reading, I guess.
You guess. Yeah, I got some things to work out, okay? Might be that you actually engage in something you like. Maybe it's not simply reading it. It's the practice, right? Then it gets a little more interesting, a little harder to do, okay? That's what it is. Okay, so why is it important? Why would you need that?
If you don't start getting better at something, then you're not gonna have a lot of motivation to continue trying to get better at it. So, yeah, if you notice you get a little bit better, you're like, oh, heck yeah, I
Right.
can be way better.
Yeah.
Just stick to it.
Okay, a bunch of you play instruments, right? Were you good at it right away?
No.
Who wrote about playing for their grandmother? Is that you? Somebody wrote that they were taking lessons playing piano for a long time and they thought they weren't progressing at all. And then they went and played for their grandma. She's like, oh my God, you're really good. And they were like, oh, yeah, I guess I am. Because she hadn't seen me in a while. Okay? So that triggered, said, okay, it's actually paying off. Right? Matt, did you have something to say? Did you have your hand up?
Yeah, I can't remember what I was gonna say.
Okay, comes back, let me know. Okay? Why else? Why is it important? Where else would it be important? Connor?
In the workforce.
Yeah, why?
Because if you never get good at something, it's like you're doing it for the first time every time, and you're not gonna do it very well.
Yeah.
And then how are you gonna make money?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, this is your how do I want to say this? This is what you're worth in the workforce. Okay, this is what if you guys don't know beans yet. Okay, you're getting a degree and that's great, and you're going to be employed and everything will be fine. Okay, but they're going to be like you don't really know a whole lot. You still have to prove it, which is why Ambrose, you good? Don't hold your head up. If you guys go start work, okay, and you're all worth $150,000 a year, right? Probably, ultimately, how much are they going to pay you? About 50. Okay. Part of that's because you actually cost double. The benefits are about the same, right? So if they're paying you 50, you're actually worth about 100,000. Okay. But why are we only paying you 50,000 right out of school?
Good experience.
Yeah, you don't have any of this. All we know is that you can finish something you started. That's all a degree really tells you. Most of the jobs you go into, you don't need a degree. Anybody engineers in here? Yeah, you don't have to get a degree to be an engineer.
What?
I disagree.
I have a friend of mine who's PE, no degree.
You need a 4-year degree to have.
No, all you have to do is pass the test.
You get a bachelor's degree in science.
Not to be a PE.
I don't think you do either. My dad is ex-Navy, he's now done school.
All you have to do is pass the test. You ever seen, probably not, because you guys are all 12 and you don't watch great movies. Catch Me If You Can? Okay, remember how he has a law degree? He passes the bar. And he's trying to figure out why. He's like, how did you cheat? And the guy's a fraud. Okay, and he's like, how'd you pass the bar? He's like, I actually studied, took the test. Okay, now, will it help you? Does it help you to have your 4-year degree? Yes, it does, but you didn't have to have it. Okay, you can do it without it. Okay, but do you have the discipline and stuff to do it on your own? Most people don't. Okay, most people don't. Okay, pop quiz. I feel like I'm losing everybody. If you work hard but you're miserable, you'll eventually be rewarded. True or false?
Also.
Who said true? I knew you would. I literally knew Freddie would say true to this. Okay, we'll see. Okay, what? Who said false? Most of you. Why? Why?
I don't really think there's a reward if you're in constant misery. Even if there's like a nice bonus at the end of the year, you're still gonna wake up hating your life every day.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Ambrose.
Are we talking about like work or school?
I don't care. You pick.
I really depends on situation.
Huh?
I agree with what Blake said, but then if it's school, like, don't get me wrong.
Hopefully, but is that the reward? Some of you are gonna go work jobs that you don't like. Brendan.
I would just
Sorry.
like agree with them and say no, because even if you are working hard, you could be working at a dead end and making no progress regardless of how hard you're working.
Yeah. Could be. Okay. Freddie, my outlier. What do you think? Why do you? Huh?
Once you put work into something, you're getting some sort of gains out of it.
Yeah, you're getting something. Okay, you're getting paid.
Yeah, that's money in itself is a reward, which means money it is.
Ah, okay. We'll see. Connor?
I guess to play devil's advocate with Freddie, like what if you
How
retire
dare.
early?
What do you what?
What if you retire early?
So what do you mean?
Because you're working hard. I guess does this imply you're making money or not making money or both?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
So I say you make money, but you're miserable for like 20 years and you retire.
Okay.
Maybe that's not that early to retire.
Okay. So you got a long way to go for that reward. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So you're still gonna get rewarded. You're gonna retire early, and everything's cool.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is it worth having a shitty life for 20 years? You tell me. I don't know. No. 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 Freddie, where we at?
I mean, that's where you weigh the rewards.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. Are you gonna grind out a job you hate for 20 years?
I mean, I'm never gonna work again, yeah.
Okay. Maybe so. Right? Now, I think you like nuclear engineering. Yeah, okay. But I still think it's beating you up, right? Alright. Okay, we'll keep going.
Not enough to make me not want to get a master's.
Huh?
Not enough to make me not want to get a master's.
Yeah, well, what did they offer you?
A lot of money.
Okay, fair enough. Alright? Being academically challenged and working hard leads to greater happiness. Connor says true.
Sure.
Like, no? We split? Angel?
I'm in that boat, to be honest.
Which boat?
Being academically challenged.
Uh-huh. What does what?
I have to work harder to like get to the level of someone who's academically superior.
Okay, does it make you happy?
Yeah, in the
Okay.
end it does.
Okay, cool. Who else? That's not. Yep.
I say it does lead to greater happiness because you learn. If you're academically challenged, you learn.
Yeah. Yeah, I would hope. I hope so. Okay, Blake.
But does learning lead to happiness? I mean, maybe for some people.
Oh,
I
this
think
is where
this
Cedric
like-
comes in.
I think this is like what I got out of flow. Really, is there are so many people they talk about how they quit like their shitty job. Fuck my French.
He speaks French.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, fluent. I learned.
Yeah, that, and then they ended up, quote unquote, never having to work a day again in their life because they're doing what they want to do. And I think that does lead to better flow.
Sure.
Being academically challenged, like it can make you more money, and it can lead to greater success. But I don't know if that necessarily means happiness.
Okay, fair enough. Depends on how you measure happiness, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that's kind of what I'm getting at. Depends on how we're going to measure it, right? Freddie wants to stack up a bunch of money and retire early, and he's good to go. Okay? If he's willing to grind that out. If he's not happy. Now, I don't think that's really the case. But it's going to happen for a lot of you. Okay? There's going to be some level at some point in your lives, you're going to be grinding it out and figuring out if you want to do it or not. Or do you want to spend time with your kids or whatever it is. Okay? All right. Free time spent watching YouTube is better than reading an enjoyable book. Huh?
So it's easier to watch YouTube.
Yeah, okay. Is it better for you?
Depends on what you read.
Probably not. Enjoyable. So I threw in enjoyable, so it's a book you like. Okay, so where we at? Angel?
It depends what you're watching on YouTube.
What do you mean? Why?
Are you watching educational stuff? I mean, I enjoy watching a documentary more than reading a book.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. So that might be better for you.
Yes.
Okay? Brendan, what do you got?
I was saying the same thing that he said. It depends on what you're reading. Like, it could be a comic book, or if you're trying to learn stuff on YouTube. They got plenty of courses, in, like, including stuff from MIT on YouTube for free.
Say it's a comic. Yeah, all my classes are on there. Say it's a comic book. Better for you? Yeah. Why? Huh? Yeah. Okay. Maybe. Maybe. Now, maybe you like the documentary. Maybe you're learning something. Okay. But maybe actually a little more stimulating. What do you got?
Well, I don't think I've ever read a book in the first that I
You've never laughed at a book? You're reading the wrong books, man. This is a good one. Never? How many books have you read you enjoyed?
I have
Solid. Ready? How many?
A ton.
Okay, good. All right. Never made you laugh?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I'm laughing, I'm like, yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Fair enough. All right. Okay. Complexity. Is that good? This is our last true or false question. Complexity is good. True or false? Kelsey's nodding but looks very unsure.
What do you mean complexity?
True. Huh?
What do you mean by complexity?
When things are complex. That's a good? Complexity in your life?
Yeah.
Why? We're not sure, Kelsey. What do you think?
I'd say yes, it's good, but if, a lot of things can be simplified. So it is good to see differences. It's good to see outcomes. It's good to see a lot of those things.
Yeah.
But to come up with an answer, come up with a final solution, it has to be simple, essentially. Or maybe not. Maybe it doesn't have to be simple. But I think, so yes.
Okay, so it's the path, right?
For sure.
How many of you guys have a bunch of crap in your calendar that you don't necessarily like or want to do? Most of you, right? Okay, when, like normal school year, okay, do you want to go to volleyball on Tuesday? Because you're told you have to? All right, now, why are you in the Corps, Brendan?
For the Marine Corps contract.
Okay, right. So, me going to volleyball game on Tuesday that I don't want to go to, is that going to make me a better Marine?
No.
Maybe not directly. Until you get an order from a superior officer who says, by the way, you got to go to this thing on Tuesday night. You're like, yeah, okay. Because I have to, right?
Well, going to the volleyball game doesn't make me better at it just because I've done it before.
Right, okay. But what you've learned is that you can do it, okay? And that you will do it. And so you can thrive on a complex schedule. For most of this, for you guys, it is your schedule and your calendar. All right? And a lot of you signed up for the Corps specifically for the structure, right? I needed this, or I'm going to party out of school, or flunk out of school, or whatever, okay? Still happens in the Corps. Breaks my heart, right? But a lot of you signed up for that. When things are complex, now we don't always like them. I fully agree. We hate when things are complex. You guys bitch about the Corps more than anything in the world, all right? And how to fix it, and then you don't do anything about it. But a lot of you don't like how complex it is, but it's making you better. Most of you thrive on that. Okay, most of you for high school was pretty easy, right? And then you came in here and you're like, oh, okay. Well, yeah, you were going to 7 different schools, right? I'm taking it in a different language, right? But then you got here and things were a little harder, right? Yet here you are, wearing boots, almost done. Okay? So believe it or not, the things that you went through, which are great interview answers, okay, when you're trying to get those jobs, all tell us what you're good at. What you're not so good at. It's all useful. Okay? Here's the caveat to all this. It's you guys. YouTube, 100% better for some of you. All right? As you get a little older, all right, and hopefully things normalize a touch. Not all of them will. Depends on what you're doing with your life. Okay? But sometimes, yeah, it is absolutely unplugging. It is absolutely sitting down and turning your brain off for a few minutes. Okay? This is the caveat that he talks about in the book for all of these things. Is it better to sit down and read a book when you're 30 years old and watch TV every single night? Yeah. Hang on, good business. A lot of you don't like it right now. In 5 or 10 years, read it again. And then call me and I'll cry a single tear of happiness. Okay? Because you'll actually find more value in it, I think. Okay, believe it or not. Okay. So, what all of you guys will do is be like, well, Dr. Payne said we could just slack off. It's not what I mean. Okay, it's not what I mean. You still have a lot to challenge yourself with. Okay, but for you guys, absolutely, it's good to unplug once in a while because you're constantly being mentally stimulated. I hope. All right. Okay. What's the best part of a football game? Win. Ramon? The last 2 minutes?
Halftime.
Finally, putting in a plug for the band. What do you got?
Being like with friends.
Okay, being with friends. Is anyone giving me the right answer? What do you got?
All the shenanigans that go before the game,
Before the game. Okay, why?
because it's just a bunch of traditions and stuff going on.
Okay, that stuff. Okay, we're getting closer. What else? Ambrose? Tailgating. Absolutely. Okay, we've never lost a tailgate. What do you got?
For me, it's like when it looked like we were losing, and then things changed, and now we're winning.
Okay, perfect. That's closer to what I'm getting at. And none of you are wrong. Okay, these are all great answers. But here's what your brain's doing. Best part of the game is right before kickoff. All the emotion, all the excitement, everything of what could be. We could beat Alabama. Won't. But you could. Your brain releases dopamine with the possibility of what could happen. Okay? Actually, get into this. I've touched on it before. They did a study, and they were training this rat. They put electrodes in his brain. They're training this rat, and he teaches himself to get himself food. Okay? And he hits this thing, and he gets food, and he starts running across. And once he figures out the lever, he'll do anything to hit the lever. Okay? And so they make him run across like electronic grid, and it's shocking his feet and everything. Okay? And they're like, okay, obviously if he likes food or whatever he does, he thinks this is happiness. Okay? What they found out, and then years later, they do a similar study with people. And it actually let people stimulate their own parts of their brain. It wasn't happiness. Okay? It was the part that makes you a little bit frustrated. It's the potential of what could happen. That's what releases dopamine. All right? This is dangerous. Let's not get Dr. Payne fired today. When you're going out on a date, it's beforehand. It's what you think could happen. Okay? I'll leave it at that. Okay? It is the potential of what could be. Now, it doesn't have to be sex. It could be how great it is. Can I actually meet someone I can connect with? Can I hit a home run and be like, holy crap, I really like this person? And then you'll screw it up, right? Yeah. Okay? It's literally, that's what dopamine is, okay? It's the potential of what could happen. That's what makes you most excited. Okay? And honestly, that's what happens in school. Who's dating who? What do we got going on? What are we figuring out? It's getting weird over there.
You said like screwed up, and I just wanna.
Oh, you screwed it up? Sorry. You did?
I'm good.
He speaks French, man. The language of love. Okay? I didn't know that about Ambrose. I just learned it today. See, I read you guys' posts. It takes me one. Okay. What does that have to do? Why is learning exciting but school's boring? Finally getting the meat and potatoes. Why is school boring?
You don't exactly curate what you learn at school. A
What
lot
do you
of
mean?
it is assigned to you. Like you end up taking classes that are associated with what you're interested in.
Yeah.
Maybe not necessarily what you want to learn about.
Okay. Why else? Ambrose.
How professors teach.
Yeah, why? Why is it boring?
They just don't stimulate interest.
Okay.
Most professors are very uninteresting people, and even if it's an interesting topic, it's not going to be that fun to listen to.
Okay. Here, you're right. I won't disagree. Here's the only caveat to that is you don't know them. I would say most of them are actually probably. Maybe I shouldn't say
Seem
most.
like
A lot of them are really interesting people. You just don't get to know them any more than they get to know you. What'd you say, Let's?
So it seem like uninteresting people.
Yeah. Okay. Some of them are. All right. Why else? Why else is school boring? You're right. You're not wrong. Why else is school boring? Like.
It's just monotonous and lots of busy work.
Okay. Yep. Good.
Yeah, I was
Alexis.
going to say that basically. Homework, doing assignments and projects,
Okay.
especially something you don't like, you know.
Yep. Cool. Cedric.
I think the education system has far too great of an emphasis when it comes to kind of memorizing and gathering a large
Memorize and
information in a
regurgitate,
short
right?
period of time. If you ask a student the next semester about a class that they just took, they probably don't recall a whole lot of it, if any of it.
Yeah, I found that out last week. Chuckleheads are taking me for it. Brandon.
I think sometimes like the stuff we study maybe is not going to pertain to the career you go into. I don't feel like me taking calculus is going to help me when I go into the financial services industry. Like some of the stuff just doesn't. Me taking kinesiology isn't going to.
Yeah, where are my non-engineers? Oh, a lot of you, okay? What's your major, Kelsey?
Human resource development.
Okay, you think you're going to use a lot of that high school algebra in your career?
Not at all.
No, you're not. Okay, you ever going to figure out the square footage for the trapezoid? Probably not. Sorry, geometry folks. Don't mean to pick on you. Okay, what else? Brandon.
It's mandatory and it forces you onto the same track as everyone else.
Okay, is it mandatory?
Not necessarily, I suppose.
No, you don't have to be here.
I guess.
Go get a job. You can join the Marine Corps without a degree.
An option.
Yeah, true enough. You still earn your way up. Okay, it's a lot harder. What do you got, Freddie?
We've been in the same structure for about 18 years.
Yeah. Okay. What else? Get it all out. Get it all out. Feel better? You guys feel good? None of you are wrong. I'm not arguing with any of this. Okay? None of you are wrong. Okay? Part of that falls to you guys, if I'm being honest. Same boat. Okay? Right there. Wasn't, I was not in the Corps. I didn't go to undergrad here. Oh, by the way, see the Oregon State shirt? You know why? What happened on Saturday night? Anybody? Basketball fans?
I don't
We won the Pac-12 championship. You know where we were picked to finish the preseason? Dead last. We were picked to finish dead last, and we won the Pac-12. So I wore my Oregon State shirt today. In fact, the family of the coach, they put not 12th on their mask because there's 12 teams. That's math. Okay, we did do a little math today. Okay. The hell, where were we at? Okay. Part of that's on you guys. Okay. That was my point. I would not have had a star in my uniform if I was in the Corps. Okay. Later in life, did really well. Figured out what I like doing. Okay. Great grades in grad school. Kind of have to, right? But I enjoyed it. And even later, and I got my undergraduate degree. Okay. Found it to be more interesting. The reason I got my PhD, I've told some of you guys this. I was sitting in a class as an undergrad and bored out of my mind. Like some of y'all today. Never, right? Never? Thanks, Butters, being honest. Okay? Bored out of my mind. And I thought, I can teach this better than the professor can. It wasn't that he was dumb. It's that he didn't know how to relate it. Higher education has a serious problem of hiring experts, not teachers. There's a difference. Okay? Now, nature of the beast. Research brings in money. Research is great. All right? And it allows us to do a lot of cool things. And you see it even more if you go to grad school. Okay? All those things are great. But it is rigid. It is archaic with the structure that we have. Okay? I'm trying to fix it. Give me a little time. Okay? I'll get us there. Don't give up. Be long after you're done with A&M, hopefully. Okay. How are your careers any different? Alexis?
I'm hoping that
Hoping.
I'm paid to do this work.
Yeah, okay, money. Money aside. Maddie?
That's all.
Just money? Is that the only difference? Maybe. Kelsey?
I mean, give and take a few things. We're in charge of our careers and our jobs, essentially, right? Unless we're told to go somewhere, whatever. But in school, we're simply told to do assignments. We're told to do things, and teachers are held accountable for us, right? We measure up to the standard of the grading scale they have for that class, whatever. Versus a job is like
How's that any
we
different?
set the standard for ourselves. Okay, sorry. The
You still get
company-
evaluated though, right?
Well, yeah. That's what
You're
I'm
in
saying.
human
So it's like-
resources. You're going to be doing it.
yeah, so you have to still meet that standard. However, I guess you could just drop out of school if you really wanted to.
Sure.
You don't
have to be
stay
here.
in a job.
Still pay you.
Yeah.
Does anybody have somebody at home that went to work right out of high school? They have more money than you. Now, they won't, and they won't live as long. There's a million benefits that go off. Get your degree. I'm telling you, it's great, obviously. But some of them do. And school's not for everybody. Higher education's not for everybody. Okay? What do you got? Blake, you have anything?
It's just like I'm not as passionate about school as I am about my future job.
Okay.
I've had an apprenticeship at a bank my whole college career, and I get so much more out of that learning-wise than school.
Okay.
I'm like one of those people that you were talking about, like higher education is not for everybody. But
And here you are, 4 years
Yeah.
later. Okay.
almost there. But yeah, you gotta wake up every morning and you gotta be excited about what you do. And I think that's what's different. So.
Bingo. Okay, look, that's really the whole message of today. Okay, I feel like you guys walk in, you have no idea where Dr. Payne's gonna go. That's mostly by design. Okay, but that's the message, right? Some of you are gonna love what you do. You are probably gonna love being a Marine. You're not gonna love all of it. Okay, you're gonna have some bad days, but if you love the lifestyle, you're good to go. Okay, if you're grinding it out at work, it's gonna be similar. There's gonna be days that suck. And there's going to be other days that are awesome, and you have to balance that out. When you go out in the workforce, you got to balance out what you want. Okay? Do I want to make $400,000 a year, or do I want to make $150,000 and have an awesome family? That's up to you guys. Okay? Most of you right now are good with any of those. Right? 150, done. Okay? Good to go. All right? Jobs are not really that different from school. If I'm being honest, I hate to burst your bubble. It's really not. Okay, it will continue on. Now you're getting paid and there's some different rewards, but if it's not stimulating, you're not going to get enjoyment out of it. Okay? Don't panic. There's plenty of other things you can do if you don't like your job. So how do you guys define wealth? Ready?
Class, knowledge, and money.
Huh?
Class, knowledge, and money.
Class, knowledge, and money. What do you mean?
Classes and like going like moving up classes as in like
Okay.
etiquette stuff like that.
Okay.
Knowledge as in like your IQ goes up.
Okay.
And then money, savings.
Okay. Who else? I like it. Alexis.
I think to me, wealth is like you have your own house and everything functions well.
Okay.
That's to me is wealth.
Okay. Your home. What else? Brandon.
I think wealth can be monetary, it can be like physical things as well, but I also think it's emotional. Like you can be wealthy in the amount of love you have, like, family wise, I think that's a way of measuring it as well.
I bring this up, we're going to run out of time, but I bring this up because a lot of you guys are really obsessed with financial wealth. That's okay. I'm not discouraging you. I want all of you guys to go be tremendously successful. Can you take it with you when you die?
As far as
Big gold casket. Okay. What really matters at the end of your life? First day of class, I asked you guys a question. What do you hope is the most meaningful thing at the end of your life? Did any of you write, I hope I'm super rich? Sometimes it happens. But what do most of you guys write about? You go. Ramon, sorry. Yeah, that you raised a good family, right? That you contributed to society in some way. Okay? I just lost a friend of mine to cancer. Okay, died too young. The family around him was amazing. His family, his friends, it was incredible to be a part of. And it gave me a little bit of comfort. The dude died wealthy. With friends and family. Nothing to do with finances. Okay? He was fine there too. But what I looked around and saw and left what he and saw what he left behind and his amazing kids, right, and everything, it gives me a whole different perspective. Right? Look, I'm a professor. And even a part-time one at that. I don't make a lot of money. I love what I do. Okay, so there's a balance in that for all you guys. Okay. There we go. Okay, quickly for the next assignment. Okay, we're finally going to get to. You don't have to read this week. Okay. This is a worldview statement, and this is actually only part one. Okay. I'll just cover it quickly. I don't want to run too long. Okay. But put in some thought to this. This is not 1 or 2 sentence answers, and actually proofread. Okay? I want you to think about what it is that you offer the world as an individual. This is you. Don't speak in generalities, and don't write idioms. Who knows what an idiom is? What's an idiom, Cedric?
I forgot actually.
Raining cats and dogs.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, everyone's favorite freaking saying, don't put that stuff in your paper. Okay? It's not an English class, but just write straightforward. Try not to use those things. Okay? Is the world troubled or peaceful? Do you have a sense of purpose in your life? If so, what is it? How do you form your opinions? How to know your thoughts and views are not simply borrowed or adopted? Questions? Yes, sir. I'm sorry? No. No, this is your assignment for the week. Okay, this is the first part of your capstone, your worldview paper. I'll break it up to make it a little easier for you. Any questions on these? Good to go. If you gotta go, go ahead.